honest, that's the healthy part. Like, and not just science, religion, because like you said, religion is the part of the jaded perspective. Oh, be happy. If there's a death, you're mourning.
Right.
You're sad.
Which is appropriate.
If I lost a job, that's sad. If I lost a friendship, that's sad.
Right.
Like you said, that's appropriate. I'm not saying I'm about to feel this and sit in this for the rest of my life, but I can't take a couple days, nigga. I can't be upset for a moment.
Right. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen,
I could just knock you out.
welcome back to the Codependent Podcast. This is like the third time I've tried to do this intro.
He's a little grumpy.
I'm fucking over it. But at the same time, thanks for listening. I'm going to get my mood right at some point here during this episode. Please welcome our special guest, Toph Joins, to the episode.
Government name.
Government name.
Toph Joins. Oh, hey little princess. Welcome. Our new favorite member of the fam. Little princess.
Today we are going to be talking about religion and mental health.
Yay! What a fun topic.
Yeah. It's going to be about things that kind of bother me about the way the culture of religion approaches mental health. This is not trigger warning for all the super Christian / super religious. This is not a knock on anybody's beliefs. This is just a couple of irky things that I personally see or feel happen around the culture and mental health. So I've brought in a expert on mental health here, my wife, to, I don't know, tell me what she thinks about how I'm bothered. Maybe this is my therapy session. Either way, we have a magic wheel here with a few concepts on it, and as the wheel spins, so we shall discuss. So, wife, why don't you give it a spin? And let's get into our first topic. We don't have, I'm going to add sound. We don't.
It's fine.
Okay.
Future or now?
All right. Okay. You can keep it. Okay. Future and now.
Oh, I could keep it.
So that concept.
Future or now? You can't even read it. Hey.
Again, I'll be adding all these
You'll be
things.
doing your
But
own.
have fun now.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, do your thing.
Thank you. Thank you for permission.
Yeah. So that's concept for me makes me think about the promises, the future, the heaven. The everything we do is for another time in religion. It's everything is, if I do this, so then this can happen. So then if I build up these things, then God will bless me. If I stay diligent and focused now, then I will get these things down the road, and praying for God to help me in the future with these things, right? I want to ask you about that. I read a little bit about anxiety caused by future thinking. Anxiety around projecting into the future. And a kind of devaluing of what's going on now for the sake of something greater to come.
Absolutely.
To me, that seems dangerous.
Because your now is good.
Break that down.
Your current is good. So, because you're comfortable right now,
Okay.
you don't need, and it could create anxiety for you to think of the future. But if someone is currently now uncomfortable, it could create peace for them to think of a possible good future.
Okay.
That's what our ancestors did.
Oh, okay.
We talked about freedom. Not everybody got to freedom, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to think about it. We're going to sing about it. We're going to dream about it because it gives us something to hope for.
Oh,
something that takes us beyond the now when the now is painful.
Okay. So it's a little bit of medicine.
Absolutely.
For the psyche that's in current suffering.
Yes.
To say joy comes in the morning.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I need to be reminded of that. And it's also true though, right? It's something that like from a mental health perspective, people don't necessarily want to hear the full truth, right? Because the full truth is joy comes in the morning. And then pain comes another again. And then more joy in the morning, right? And then pain again.
Cyclical.
Absolutely cyclical, right?
Okay.
Same concept of movies or TV shows, right? Like, here's a catalyst, here's an antagonist, here's some problem. Boom, we resolved it. End, right?
Right.
But not end.
Right.
Life goes on. So another catalyst, and another resolution, and another catalyst, and another resolution. But who the fuck wants to think of that? Because that's anxiety provoking.
Okay.
So it's
the
nice
never ending.
The never ending. The ongoing, the damn, I got another thing to go. I mean, this is literally what clients come to me and talk about every day in therapy, right? That is the crux of it, right? I got to keep going through problems. I got to keep going through things. I got to keep working.
So that's a future projection that can be dangerous.
That's negative, right? And that's the reason why we talk about balance all the time, because absolutely you got to keep working, and absolutely you got to keep playing, and absolutely pain comes and joy comes and pain
so it's
comes,
what's your focus, right? If I'm in a suffering place but I look to the future for hope, it can soothe
motivation
me.
to keep going.
Okay.
What you need, right?
Okay.
Because I do believe if you keep going, you'll get to a different wave, a different season, a different place.
Different season, yeah.
But this current place is angsty, it's painful, and that to me is a reality that really society's not comfortable with. So that's why they can't quite understand religion, because the true concept to me is more grounded in a realistic concept. We're gonna have pain and suffering, joy, good times, bad times, all of that's a part of life.
Okay.
So I need a strategy for bad times. Also need a strategy for good times. But I need both.
Okay.
That's the balance of life.
All right. Well, you cleaned that one up for me quite nice. I feel better about it. Hit the wheel again and see, can you do it again?
Wheel.
I hate you.
Ooh. Locus of Control.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay. So for this one, initially I had it written up with internal locus, but in my research, I found out locus of control is both. Some is external, some is internal. And just to kind of break that down a little bit.
Oh my God. The cuteness.
She's so cute.
The cuteness. The cuteness.
You back?
Back to locus of control.
Okay.
What a dumbass thing to get back to. Instead of her cuteness, I could just overload on it.
So, the internal locus of control, from what I read, means you are the captain of your ship, and you kind of determine how things go inside. If things are going rough, you kind of grab yourself, get yourself together, and get back on track.
I have power.
If things are good, it's a internal dictator, internal.
I am in control of what happens to me, of what I do, of my choice, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all like up to me, my choice.
Right.
Yeah.
The external locus of control means that I am outsourcing my outcomes
A little bit.
to other things.
Fate, God, destiny.
Right.
Like there's this thing beyond me that's forcing life to be this
and
way.
moving
and I'm
around, and I'm just a
stuck here
participant.
dealing with, yeah.
I'm just a passenger instead of a captain on the boat, right? So from what I read in a mental health side, external locus of control tends to provide a life that is more erratic, moods that are more up and down and random. This is what I read.
I'm not
Counselor?
saying anything yet. I smiled. I didn't say nothing, nigga.
Okay.
I just smiled.
Okay, and an internal locus of control gives you a more balanced and grounded lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So now, from my ignorant perch, I look at religion. Hold on, let me take my ice out for this.
I hate you. I hate you.
Let me take out this ice. So the what I see, at least from what I observe, in religious folk, is that it is all based on fucking what's God gonna do, what's fate gonna do, what's the tea leaves say, and what the fucking, And so basically they're just sitting back and just praying, God, help me with this and do this for me, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I know you got it, Lord, and you got this and you got that. Basically like they're just floating in the wind with whatever the hell happens in, you know what I'm saying? And then that's what the fucking stress seems to be coming from. So
to be absolutely
so
to someone who may not know.
Help me with this one, because I'm feeling like
all
Christians and religion should be grabbing, and I hate the should words, but could have more peace if they were to take their life, their day, their moods in their own hands.
Why'd you stop? You answered your own question?
No, because I want you to go.
They could have more peace if that's the goal.
If peace is the goal?
If peace is the goal, right? Which is, to me, the crux and problem of society.
Okay.
They think peace is the goal. So that is why the person who is not peaceful in this moment is unstable, is crazy, is too religious, is too dogmatic, is too whatever, right? Because in this moment, you're not peaceful. But that's the beauty, to me, of true relationship and religion concept. There's an understanding that to be human is not to always be peaceful.
Agree.
So that's not always the goal.
But
so yeah,
okay.
You could be more peaceful if that's my goal, but my goal is not to be peaceful. My goal for me is to be balanced, and to be balanced is war and peace.
So you would suggest that the locus of control should have some external and some internal?
Absolutely, and that's the issue.
Why would
Everyone
I do
has
external?
An agenda.
Why would
Everyone
I ever?
has an agenda. Because I can't control everything. So obviously some things are outside of my control.
Oh, right.
Faith and works. There are things within my control. I need to grasp onto that, and I need work that I need to do. There are things beyond my control. I need to let go of that. I can't control everything. Absolutely not.
So it's a little bit off kilter, and I could see it being a little poisonous to say to yourself, no, the locus of control is all internal. I'm the one who drives. I'm the one who got it.
Now you're trying to control everybody, everything. And now you're literally also going crazy. And that's why I laughed when you said it, because I'm like, you could go crazy on both ends.
On both ends of the spectrum.
Absolutely.
Okay, well done. Thank you again.
And what I laugh about the most is what you see in media, propaganda, any conversation, we point to the extremes, right? When we want to make our points, we look at this image.
Christians is always
the media. They show the most ignorant comments, and they're like, oh, ha, ha. It's like, that's the consensus, or that's the average, or that's the norm, so to speak, the bell curve norm, not the norm in the way we colloquially
Yeah.
Like, it's different. So I definitely believe there's a balance, right? And so to me, I hate in religion, I hate in mental health, I hate in science, because it goes across the board. Every group does it. So not just religion,
every
right?
sector
like every
belief,
sector,
every
system, every structure that we create in society is going to be flawed in these senses, because our ego comes in, right? And the ego is always going to say, this is the best way, instead of this is a way. This is a point, even, right? This is a strategy. This has some benefits. It has to be the end all be all. This is the thing to do. The one thing to do. So now you've already lost me in that, because there's no way you've wrapped it all up in one thing.
Agree. You know what, the way you broke down to balance the internal and external locus of control, the way you broke that down reminds me of the serenity prayer, which is help me see the shit I can influence, which is help me see where internally the locus needs to be active, but also help me see the things that I can't change, which sense. Is the external.
Because that is a scientific plus religious concept. That's what people don't understand, right? That came out of the addiction world. So mental health met religion. Because a lot of the people that I work with in addiction, they did not like that AA and an NA are based in some spiritual components, right? But what they really didn't like was that it was based in religious components.
Right.
Because if we take away the religion and stick with the spirituality of it, that can fit any group, because they're saying the same a lot. Like even what you said, looking at the Quran, looking at Christianity, looking at Buddhism, looking at all of these different religions, there's some universal truths.
Yeah.
There's some things in society that we all have a tendency to agree on. That's what mental health is based in.
Globally.
They did empirical research, and we recognize there's global, universal structures, truths, ideas, concepts that most societies
commonalities
understand that there's value in, or there's we try to live by.
Yeah.
Do we do it perfectly? Of course not. But these are concepts and ideas that we all kind of have an idea like, yeah, that's not a problem, or that would make sense. That's a good idea. So that's the basis of therapy. That's the basis of mental health. That's what's the basis of religion, right? It's based on the same things. But what we end up doing because of our ego is, I know the best.
Yeah.
Science has all the answers. No, they don't. Religion has all the answers. No, they don't. And so now couples say males all got the answers. Women got all the answers.
Yeah.
No one has all the answers.
Yeah.
We are supposed to work together to come to higher levels and higher truths, but we cannot.
I like that. The balance.
Yes.
Balance on internal and external. Well done. This is going great. So far you've crushed me twice. I've come in feeling something. I'm glad I did this. Spin the wheel again, my dear. You're on fire today.
We're on fire. We need that. NBA what's that?
Jam.
Oh man,
Let's get it in there.
It's funny because for someone who's never really played video games, it's been such a big part of my life. Or else hell.
Ooh.
Hell.
Or else
flames,
hell. Yes.
Flames.
So for this one's interesting for me because there's a punishment aspect that bothers me in my tummy, right? That we have millions and billions, actually billions of people running around saying, doing, thinking, moving, acting based on a concept that if I don't, that I will get eternal punishment.
So let me ask you this question. You're a sports fan.
I am.
When coaches do a terrible job, do you think they should get fired?
Yes.
Punishment.
Agree.
Everything we come up with
has
life in it.
But there's an ultimate one, right? So that's the scary part.
Saying? Based on who? Who's been to hell?
Well, here's the example I'm saying. We have children, right? As a religious person, they'll have children. And they will curtail and push and dominate and punish and push and abuse even sometimes their kids out of the fear that if I don't do my job as a Christian parent or as a Muslim parent or whatever, I will lose my child to the eternal flames.
Well, let's
which
go.
To me is a poisonous mindset to parent with, or
absolutely to
have
some people,
friendship
right?
with.
Absolutely,
right?
That sounds poisonous. Well, when I talk to my white coworkers, they think it's poisonous for black people to talk to their children about money problems, about racial issues, because those are things they don't have to deal with, but some people do, right? If we don't have conversations with our children about how they need to talk to cops, we know that there's a life-threatening, deadly possible outcome on the other side of it. So what do? You traumatize your kids. Okay. That's what trauma is. I need to prepare you for the trauma of the world. Life is traumatic. Childbirth is traumatic. Somebody just got killed. There's a whole shooting spree in Buffalo. That's traumatic. So what am I telling my kids? That trauma don't happen?
So you're saying hell acts as like a proxy for the world's pain and trauma?
So let's go back to understanding why religion was formed or created, or why does it exist?
I'd say to soothe the psyches of human beings.
So let's think about what is the psyche of human beings dealt with.
Pain, trauma.
Since the beginning of motherfucking time.
Interesting.
So what do I need to understand? How do I deal with this? And in the beginning of time, what did they come up with? Greek mythology, religion, the world was this and this and this. It's our attempt to understand something that we can't fucking understand. So now people are 2,000 billion years later like, oh, that's a silly idea. So was the world being flat, but they had to understand something, and we judge it.
But people are moving with it right now still on this hell
concept. That the world is flat, or that there's hell? We don't know. That's what I'm saying. We have done enough studies in our minds to say that the world is no longer flat.
Oh, okay. So
right?
You're saying so hell could be real, so we have to honor
I'm not
that.
saying it could or couldn't be real. What I'm saying is people get wrapped up in whether it's real or not instead of understanding the context. They understood, they did the best they could. Like, that's like me going back to cavemen and saying, why did you do this? Like, why did you develop English the way you developed it?
But we're
Which
in the
people
present.
still argue
we're
about.
We're in the present.
And in the present, we deal with weird things in our current language. And in the present, we deal with weird things in our current relationships. But we forget that those current weird things, and that's why I said now, or when you said something about internal, external, locus control, the now or the future and all of that, why? It can't be one or the other because it's all both. The language we developed back then impacts the current languages now. The experiences we had back then impacts our current experiences now.
Because it's all the same humans.
It's the same humans, but also it's not just the same humans. It evolved. Like we talk about evolution. You had to evolve from something.
Yeah.
What did you evolve from? So people are so angry. Clients come to me angry. Well, why did my parents know this? Well, what did they evolve from? What did they come from? You're angry now at your parents. But you're not being honest about what they're capable of based on what they came and started from. We came from cavemen. We created language. How could language adequately explain and describe and communicate everything that we need to communicate between ourselves and each other when we made it?
So then I guess you're challenging me to look a little deeper at the concept of hell, right? You're challenging me.
I'm challenging not just you, but anyone, right? People get wrapped up in, oh, this person is like, why did you need help? We just talked about it. So you're telling someone who's had trauma how they should develop and heal from trauma. Like, that's what I'm saying. We get so angry at the symptoms. Oh, you care about hell. You care about heaven. No, they care about fucking surviving. And they're doing what they need to survive. You care about drugs. So we drink, we smoke. Why you care about that? Because it helps you get you through the day.
So hell.
Why does this person like church?
So
Why does this person like going to the gym?
What do you think the practical benefit could be
I
for
just
someone?
explained it, right?
Yeah, do it again.
I need to tell my kids they can't do whatever they want.
Oh.
Right? I need my children to understand life or death, and they cannot. And I know they cannot.
Okay.
So what do we tell them?
If you don't do something.
Fairy tales.
Okay.
Fairy tales. You gotta watch the road cross the street. Like, we tell them all these sort of concepts and ideas of what it takes to survive. And the reason I call it fairy tales is, to me, which is one of the reasons I named my book Little Red Fables, it's all myths, it's all fables, right? We don't truly know what's true or not, right? Hindsight is 20/20. So that's kind of what I mean. Like, people of the current love to judge the people of the past. Makes you feel good, like you know something. Hindsight is 20/20. They didn't have what you have now. Technology, advancement, knowledge, information, whatever the fuck we got now. They didn't have that. So they made conclusions with the best knowledge and information they had at their time. The same way we make conclusions based on the same knowledge, information that we have now. But with advancements, they're going to look back on us and think we're stupid. The same way we look back on them and think they're stupid. Plato, Aristotle, Beethoven were stupid in their time. And we look forward and we're like, oh, they're geniuses. Yeah, now they didn't get no money, no benefits, no praise, no accolades in their time. All of the great philosophers, all of the great painters, all of the people that we praise today were not praised in their time, including Jesus. He was crucified by so-called religious leaders, the same people that say they know him, the same people that say they worship and praise him. Those are the same people that crucified him. His family members, his friends. You can't be who you say you are because we saw you grow up and you were just this little person.
Yeah.
It's the same shit, whether it's literal or metaphorical. For me, it doesn't matter. It's the same truth.
What's the bottom? What's the lesson underneath?
What's the lesson underneath?
I like that.
What's the purpose of this story, right? Like, why are you telling me this? Greek mythology.
But so you don't think it's toxic, this hell concept to tell kids?
It's toxic for people if you think it's toxic. It's not toxic if you don't think it's toxic. People want to control everyone else's thing. I want to control how you believe. I want to control what you think. I want to control what makes you feel good or not feel good. Why?
Respect.
Do you feel good from it? No, don't listen to it. Do you feel good from it? Yes, go listen to it.
Okay.
Why the fuck I'm gonna tell you what to listen to?
All right.
It made you feel good? Yeah.
Okay.
But the reason I can say that is because I grew up in a religious household, right?
Yeah.
And I grew up with religion being the only fucking thing to get me through my hard times.
Yeah.
Why? Because my mother didn't love me. My father wasn't around. No one's there to help me. What can I rely and depend on? Here's a God who promised you there's gonna be problems, but I'm gonna be there with you through it. Well, who don't fucking want that?
Okay, hold on. You're about to get into some more of these wheel things. Yeah, okay. You're getting into the wheel. Let's give it one more spin. Ladies and gentlemen, this lady is on fire today. Let's get one more spin here. What we got?
Spin it, spin it, spin it. I don't think they got no spin song. Do they got a song on spinning? Ooh, fear of exploration.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Ooh, I like that one.
So this concept comes into the do's and the don'ts that exist, right? Mm-hmm. That basically the idea of somebody singing secular music instead of gospel. Mm-hmm. The idea of somebody visiting a mosque, you know, with their friend who's a Muslim. Mm-hmm. The idea of a Muslim household allowing their child to go to a church, right? The fear of letting people move outside the confines of the dogmatic structure. Mm-hmm. It seems very toxic and limiting for all participants. And now this is not just children, right? These are adults even who feel these restrictions of human activity. This world to me is our oyster. Mm-hmm. This world has, for instance, you know, like Africa or the Middle East are Muslim predominant countries. You could have some people who say, I don't want to visit places like that because of the belief systems, or I don't want to go eat this food or break bread with these people because of this. And the restrictions that religious structure put in seem to go against human nature of exploration. To me, toxic, hate it. Break it down for me.
Oxymoronic, ironic, hypocritical.
I just did that?
Everyone does it,
okay,
including you.
Yeah.
Because you hate exploration, so explore religion.
I hate exploration?
You said you just hate the fear of exploration, so explore religion.
Yeah, I'm down
to explore that?
No, I'm down to explore.
No, you're not. That's what I'm saying. To be closed off, to say it's bad, that's the
oh,
same
you mean
shit.
explore the idea of shutting down to
You're doing the same thing. That's the problem.
How am I?
Everybody. Religion is wrong. Have you experienced all of religion?
No, I'm not saying it's wrong.
No. I'm saying like that specific thing, right? Like, why do you have to?
Why are you shutting people down?
Why are you shutting down? Why are you not exploring it? Why do you need to explore it? Why do you want to force them to explore
you're saying I need to explore the tightened down life to see
it's
the value that could come from it.
It's about like what you're just saying, right? Like this person over there is saying they don't want this.
They don't want to explore.
And you're angry that they don't want to explore.
Yeah.
Which means you're trying to control them, which is what you're saying religion is doing. Yeah, you're trying to make them explore.
I'm trying to make them expand, and they're trying to make me shrink.
So even going into fear of exploration, right? When we had kids, people wanted us to allow the kids freedoms to explore certain things that they thought those kids needed to explore.
Yeah.
And what did they tell us? We're limiting them.
Yeah, I did.
We're restricting them.
I did.
Because we didn't let them spend the night over people's houses. Guess what? I'll restrict them in that way. I don't know your house.
And to this day, I have certain restrictions.
And to this day, I still will stand by that. And I'm okay with whoever doesn't understand that. Because I'm doing what I think and know is best for my children, based on my experiences, based on my belief systems. And if you don't rock with that, I'm okay with that.
Well, do you see what I'm saying about the restrictions? That's fine.
And they said that too. They said that. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, I do. And I don't care about your opinions about my kids. I lived my life. I went through my experiences. I went through my struggles. I've come to my conclusions. Do I explore and think about what's best? Abso-fucking-lutely. So do I care that you agree or disagree with what I think is best for my kids? No, because I know I'll die for them. I don't care what you think. And I'm not open to your thoughts and opinions about what I think is best for my kids.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now put that into something else. Because we're grounded in that for our children. Because I don't play about my kids. So that's how some people feel about their own experiences, whatever those experiences are. And I'm the one to tell them that, no, you should feel differently about that. I'm not.
Loosen up is what I'm saying.
Because it makes me comfortable?
No, because I think you'll have a better life.
Who said their life is bad? That's your arrogance.
It's not bad, but it could be fuller.
To you, it could be fuller, and that's the arrogance. The same way you're saying religion is arrogant. People think they know your life can be better. Who said that you know what's best for me?
Yeah.
Who said I want to live what you think is my best life? I'm living what I think is my best life.
Who says I want your fullness? Keep your fucking fullness.
It even goes into what you're saying from a religious perspective, right? Because that last sermon that you and I listened to, I really liked, because he talked about that from a religious point of view, right? When Christians get into this whole, you went through this trial to make your life more full.
To level up your anointing.
Who said I wanted that shit?
I don't want to level up.
Who said I want that?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel better. So you all want me to live my life how it makes you comfortable and how it makes you feel good. That's not my goal and my agenda. And if that means that you don't understand me, cool. But I have to get to be the place of okay with that. And that's a journey. And that goes again to what you're saying. People want people's journey to be their journey. I'm okay with this, so I need you to be okay with it. That's not.
It's okay. It's okay to be limited as long as it's your choice.
If it's your choice, we limit ourselves in all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Food,
I don't eat certain
TV
food.
shows,
I don't go to certain places.
Yeah.
I don't watch certain songs or listen to certain music or do all kinds of things because that's not what I really want to do. People say, "Oh, it's limited. You're closed-minded. You're da da da." Now, I actually happen to be a very open and free-spirited, according to like most people's judgment of us. They say, "Oh, she's a free spirit." Still, should I limit myself?
Yeah.
Still, stuff I don't do. Still, things I don't say or ways I hold myself back or moments I control myself or restrict myself, so to speak, based on my goals and my agenda.
Yeah.
But I also acknowledge and respect the fact that someone else with a different set of goals or belief systems or agendas, they may not understand that. They may not agree with that. They may not like it. That's not my point. That's not my purpose. My purpose isn't to make them happy or for them to like everything I do.
Respect. That one is not as satisfying, even though I felt all the truth in what you were saying. It's so
we can
true.
get even to a deeper way that's more satisfying, right?
I guess
because you said fear of exploration. Who's not scared to explore?
Everybody has got a little fear in it.
So why am I pointing out yours?
That's very satisfying.
Every fucking body's scared to explore something.
Yeah.
But I like to say, oh, you don't want to explore this. I care. I explore it. You don't want to explore this. I explore it. It makes us feel good.
Matter of fact, now that you said it like that, I can imagine the religious person with a life that I call confined, exploring inside that confinement.
Absolutely.
Explore it, because for instance, maybe it's very small, it's all about church or mosque or temple, but then they'll say volunteer inside the church to do something in the temple that they wouldn't do.
I grew up in the church.
Push themselves in different ways.
So like, you can't say I didn't explore because I'm not a dancer. I danced.
Right, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I was pushed outside my comfort zone. I was pushed to do things I wasn't comfortable with. Matter of fact, the very concept of religion is what helped me to explore mental health, if I'm being honest. For me, religion was the basis and the beginning of understanding mental health, because people who didn't grow up in the church, who didn't grow up in religion, didn't grow up with the concept that there are things beyond me influencing me, right? I don't know if they did or not, but I'm saying for me, growing up in the church helped me to explore mental health because it helped me to recognize, oh, there's certain things I don't want to do, but I do it.
Right.
There's certain things I do want to do, but I struggle to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, all of that helped me to understand, oh, there's thoughts that I don't want to think about, but they're coming in and I'm thinking about them. So how do I manage all that shit? Religion taught me the beginning of that. Therapy took it to another level.
Yeah.
But it was all, and that goes to what you're saying. Like, you can explore in anywhere. That's up to you.
Such a great point.
That's your choice if you explore or not.
And I'm calling it limited exploration because of a few categories that may not be explored, while ignoring
that you think should be explored also,
and
right?
I'm ignoring
they may
a myriad of
deeply
places.
Exploring some other things.
Exactly. Okay, good job. Hit the spin, my dear. Great job.
It was the same, huh? Oh no, it didn't. Unconditional love and acceptance. Hey.
Yes. So this one here is not a criticism. This one here is one I found to be a pro. So I don't know what the fuck you're gonna say to me, but I find the concept that they say, hey, there's a God, right? And this God automatically, unequivocally loves you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about the human psyche in all forms and fashions, globally, all ages, all creeds. Some have done bad things, some haven't, whatever the fuck. And I'm thinking of this concept of the behavior, the mistakes that humans make that we don't like in ourselves. Not considering the Bible or the Quran or the Torah or anything else. There are things we do that we don't like. But then they tell us, they tell people, there is a God who accepts and loves that. Maybe not the behavior, right? Maybe not the actions. But you are separate from the actions in this God's eyes.
Which is why religion was created.
Wonderful.
Because there's an understanding that as humans we need to do that. But we struggle.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that what you said, and that's to me the crux and the most important component of what you were saying, right? You don't have necessarily an issue with religion. You have an issue with how religion is taught, how it's preached,
The
what's
people,
the culture,
yeah, the
right?
culture,
the culture around
culture,
it.
yeah.
But the reason I point to context is because that's part of the culture,
Yeah.
right? We've evolved from bullshit,
Yeah.
right? Like if we're saying we came from cavemen clubbed each other. They didn't talk through their problems. They didn't even have words. This is the things we literally forget. So we had to develop words.
Yeah.
So we had to develop communication. So you had to create language, which also means the same as religion. We created religion. We created language. You created French. You created Spanish. You created Portuguese.
Yeah.
We're trying to understand each other, but we never started off speaking the same shit.
Right.
So we have to take that into context.
Right.
We have to take into context we're not going to be perfect, which is the concept of unconditional love. But we've recognized, look at TV, books, every area of society talks about what? The flawed human. To be human is to make mistakes, is to err, is to be flawed. This whole new don't look up. Should we continue? How many times has that been a part of the message of books, of movies, of media, of songs, of whatever? Do we deserve to continue as human beings? Humans are evil. Humans wage war. Humans battle. We fight. We're toxic.
Yeah.
So what is this thing that we do? We struggle to love. Me and you fight.
Yeah.
Here we are. We love each other. Been married 20 years. We got kids together. Da, 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 da. There's times we hate each other.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So we think we're going to figure this shit out ourselves and have it all figured out. No.
And so how
we
awesome
need
is
something to have
It's like
beyond
an
us.
anchor. It's
Absolutely.
like a monument.
But there's also a truth to it, right? Because
it's a truth to it. Yeah.
remember we said we started and created language, right? So now we have kids. How do we explain to kids this?
Yeah.
How do we explain to kids? Yeah, your mom and dad argue. Yeah, your mom and dad can't stand each other sometimes, but they're still together.
Yeah.
But they still love each other, and they still love you. And sometimes you're gonna get on their parents' last nerves,
and the
but
parents
they love you.
The parents gonna scream at you.
You're gonna do all kinds of things. Hurt them, hurt yourself.
I like
hurt
this
others.
because it makes me think of an atheist, right? The atheist could struggle here. And this is where maybe I'd like to bring up on the ones that are positive, where the atheist or the non-religious is missing out, right? Not that I know this, but this is just conceptual. If you don't have that anchor that says no matter what you're doing, something's loving you, right? Because the atheists are throwing out religious principles as a whole. Mm-hmm. But there's a truth and a core value truth type shit to it's fine what you do. You're still you. Mm-hmm. That the atheist could be missing.
So now we're getting into mental health. Depression, anxiety, the crux of mental angst is the feeling of this not being loved, not being connected, not having a purpose, right? There's no connection to life, to society and others, to myself. What's the point, right? So, religion. Whether you believe it, whether it's created, whether it existed beyond us or not, it's a necessity, right? Like kind of what you're saying. Whether I believe in religion or something else, whether it's science, I need something that pulls me beyond myself.
A bigger concept.
I need a greater than me concept because I need to survive. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
And in order to survive, I need to feel good.
Peace and balance internally.
just even about myself, right?
Oh.
I need to feel like I'm worth living.
Oh.
I need to feel like there's something to live for. I need to feel like there's something good about me, or else why do I deserve to be here, right? Like, that's even some of the angst and animals don't talk about that shit. They just exist. So humans complain and deal with and struggle with mental health, angst, and existentialism. All of these things are based in, why do I deserve to be here? Why do I have privileges that others don't have?
How do I fit in?
Yeah, how do I fit in? I need to belong. I need to feel loved. I need to... So we created a being that's always loving, because motherfucking humans ain't. And I don't know if we created it or he existed already, because I do feel like there are certain things that we can't understand. Things that show there's some design or some purpose or something beyond what we can understand.
Right.
So that's our God.
Right.
And some people call that God science.
Yeah.
And some people call that God.
Yeah.
And fucking...
And you call it my dick.
Well, not really, but partly. Sometimes. Sometimes. Because it goes back to what you're saying. Does it make me feel good?
Sometimes.
Religion too, right? So that's why we question God when he ain't making us feel good. Oh, why the fuck we got this? Or like you just said, I'm not at peace. Why the fuck are we doing this?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? Why are we talking about this? Why are we experiencing this? Why are we going through this if it doesn't make us feel good?
Yeah.
Maybe because it's meant to develop you and not make you feel good.
Woo!
Maybe there's a lesson in it, which goes to what you're saying. Why do I love fables and myths and Aesop's fables and all of that shit? Because no one expects it to be true or not. There's a lesson.
Yeah, can
Dig
you
into
grab
the
something
lesson.
from it?
Grab the lesson.
Grab
apply
something
it.
from it.
Who cares if it's true or not? We argue the Bible because we want to say this is some myth and this is this.
Yeah.
Did the concept make sense?
Did you get something from that?
Is
Yeah.
it practical?
Yeah.
Should you apply it? 'Cause
Are
I
you
can go
open?
into the
That's the openness.
good book. The big book. The big book. That's the addiction book, right? That's their Bible, right? And when I have worked in addiction, people start to, not all, but some, the same with Christian religion, not all, but some, will start to complain. Every concept, every line, every principle is not, or doesn't make sense. It's not to be adhered to. What about this? What about that? Line upon line. Precept upon precept. Even the law don't make sense line upon line.
Right. Constitution.
Spirit of the law versus letter of the law, right?
Yeah.
This is every area of life. If you're going to start arguing things by the letter of the law, you're fucked.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Bible, law, any book that you ever read in your life, if you want employee handbook, anything, you want to sit here and dissect it letter by letter, line by line,
have a rough time.
you're going to have a rough time, and there's going to be things to say. The same way, I'm a therapist. The first thing I tell clients is, I don't know everything. I'm not the end all be all. I'm not your Jesus God expert of anything. I am human. And because I'm human, I'm flawed. Please dissect what I'm saying. Please throw out the shit that don't make sense for you.
Yeah.
Please don't put me on some type of fucking, oh, you're a therapist, so I'm just following what you said because my therapist said that shit. The fuck? I'm a human being.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes I got my own shit.
Yeah.
And I might bring that in. And I try to tell people, hey, yep, triggered. I mean, I am pretty honest and vulnerable in therapy sessions. And I'll say certain stuff. But it doesn't matter because you'll hear people, doctors, lawyers. I mean, the beautiful thing about being a therapist is I hear the best and worst of society. So I don't respect titles at all. Growing up in church, seen the best and worst in society. Trauma. I told you, like, I seen the best and worst in my family. I don't care whether you're my mother, whether you're my father, whether you're the pastor, whether you're the president, whether you're the doctor, the lawyer, the teacher, who the ever. You're going to have good in you. You're going to have bad in you.
Yeah.
I don't care what your title is. My job is to discern where you at.
Yeah.
Where you operating from right now.
Right now.
Right now. Future now, right? Both. It's a balance, right? Right now, where you operating from. Because in the past, you had good and bad. In the future, you'll have good and bad.
So where you at
So
right
it's not
now?
a judgment.
Yeah.
It's where you at right now.
Assessment.
Because right now allows me to determine how are you going to impact me right now.
Yeah.
It's not a determination of your personality.
It's irrelevant.
It's not
actually.
about your identity, right? This is not who you are forever.
Right.
Irrelevant. But right now, are you toxic?
Yeah.
Right now, are you poisonous?
Are you a
right
danger?
now, are you healthy? Right now, are you safe? Are you a danger? I need to know that now.
Yeah, I like
because
that.
now is where I determine my boundaries. So that goes on what you're saying. It's both. But I do need to think about my future. That's why I determine now, right? And that's where people are like, oh, the future. Well, if I care less about my future, which is where people have made they do not understand the black community. They do not understand black culture. because they cannot understand that the people that have been oppressed do not look towards their future. So people say, oh, it's toxic to look towards the future. It's toxic not to. It's toxic not to. It's toxic not to think that I might ever be 20. I might ever be 30. I might ever have anything forward to hope for, to look forward to, right? People are like, oh, this hope or this is toxic. It's toxic not to have hope. It's toxic not to have anything to ever look forward to or expect change or to expect good times.
Wow. Okay.
Right?
I like
So that's
that.
where the balance comes from. If I don't got that shit, I gotta create that shit.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's all back to psychology. If I want to sustain myself, if I want to survive, I need to hope for some shit.
Yeah.
I need to want something. I want to change something. And if I don't, why the fuck am I living?
Yeah. Okay.
Why am I here? Why am I continuing? Why am I pressing through trial after trial after trial after problem?
I respect that.
Which is what oppression can be, right? Like I'm going to go through, and not just oppression, if we're being honest, that's what life is. That's why I like that sermon we listened to. Life is lifing. It's not God is making you happen. This isn't some people hate you and this is happening. This isn't, life fucking sucks sometimes. Life is fucking great sometimes. Period. But in the good times, I don't need to think about, oh, like, why is life good? I need to know sometimes it's bad. Appreciate the good.
Yeah. And when it's bad.
And when it's bad, I need to know
Sometimes
this shit
it's
ain't
good.
forever.
Yeah.
It's gonna get good again.
Yeah. I like that.
That is perspective.
I like that. That's the balance.
That's the balance.
Love it.
So I need to spin again. Should have been doing it. Okay. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry.
By
be
Marley
happy.
Team.
Yes.
Okay.
Three
So
little birds. That's Corinne, I think.
on my doorstep,
Oh, you went that way.
singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true. This is okay.
For you.
Yes.
Don't worry.
So that one is that's a favorite one that I kind of wanted to hit. I'm interested what you think about this one. So I did see what other Christians thought about this, but they're saying it felt like don't worry, right? Don't worry about anything. Be anxious for nothing.
Yeah,
a lot of
about
verses
nothing.
that were saying like that, and it's like, well, listen, motherfucker, too late. You know what I'm saying? Hella anxious, very worried. Now what? What are you doing for me in my anxious state? Now I do see another verse that says stuff like, cast all your worries and anxieties on the Lord. Cast them. Guess what? I tried to cast them. Seems like I kept a couple. But I'm still anxious and worried.
So keep casting.
Keep casting.
People look at it as a which is the problem. Black or white. Finality. Done. Right? Like even going back to what we were saying, like you see the TV, you see the movies, you see the songs, there was a problem, there was a resolution, end of the song, end of the movie, end of the thing. But that's not how life works. So the reason I need to tell you not to worry is because you're gonna worry. I wouldn't need to put it in there if you didn't worry. That's what I said, consider the context of any book, right? Like Bible, this is a lesson. Why would I tell you not to worry? I'm not even going to tell you not to worry if you don't worry. If it wasn't something you were struggling with, like why would I even tell you not to? Why would I mention it? I just know you're not gonna.
So let's leave the verse then. Let's leave the verse because I already knew the verse is more than what we understand. But as it's being taught.
Same. What do you mean as it's being taught? So
as it's being taught, there's a concept out there that if I'm super worried or stressed as a religious person, I'm not trusting my God.
Agreed.
Right?
I would agree with that.
You agree with that? So it's like it's my fault. I'm worried.
People get upset that religion, because they feel judged by religion. Instead of getting upset about whether or not the religion's judgment is valid or not. Right? If you tell me I'm fat, I could get upset. Am I fat? Am I fat? Like, do I need to work out? Then work the fuck out. Do I not need to work out? Let it go. So what you mad about? Right? Like, and I'm not saying it's that easy because I get triggered too, right? But we want to live in a world that's not going to trigger us. And that's the difference for me as a therapist. I know the world's going to trigger me. I get triggered from movies. I get triggered from songs. I get triggered from people. I cannot expect to navigate through a world that's not going to trigger me. That's not realistic. So now that I know the world's going to trigger me, it's my choice and agency sometimes, like you said, to respond appropriately and accordingly, right? Going back to being the only girl growing up in a house full of like masculine energy, right? Because even though I had my mom grew up around boys, so she was kind of saying more masculine. My brothers would try to get under my skin. If I allow them to get under my skin, I lose because that's their goal. I can't control them. I can't stop them.
Right.
I can't manage that shit. But if they get under my skin, I can't change that environment. I can't leave the house. I can't move out. I have no money on my own. I'm a child. If they win, I lost because I allowed them to frustrate me and exacerbate me and piss me off. And I know that's their goal sometimes as brothers. They're literally just trying to get under my skin. I could go into my room. Okay, bye. I'm leaving you alone. I'm going in my room. I closed and locked the door. My brother knocked on it. The nigga did beats on that shit. You can never fully control your environment. And we like to believe and lie to ourselves. Oh, he gonna respect me. I'm gonna make him respect me. Okay, so what you do? You fought him? He don't respect you. You made him temporarily act in a respectful manner. Temporarily. And in his mind, he calling you all kinds of things. And what he's gonna go on to say about you to everyone and anyone he meets, you didn't control him. You just managed him temporarily. You impacted the outcome temporarily, and that made you feel good. But you lied to yourself when you thought I can make him respect me. You cannot. And because you're trying to control the situation, you're frustrated. You're irritated.
But there seems to be hyper positivity poison that instead of worrying, I'm positive. God's gonna work it out. Allah is in control. It's gonna be fine. Meanwhile, you're still stressed. You're just saying stuff that does not seem healthy. Counselor,
speak those things that are not as if they are. That's in the Bible.
Yeah, it seems fake.
Manifestation seems fake.
Correct.
Law of attraction seems fake.
Correct.
Psychological terms, not biblical.
It seems like it doesn't help the worrier. It seems like I'm just lying.
Because it goes back to what we said in the beginning. You're trying to control it. You want them to always be at peace. And if my goal is to always be at peace, my goal is irrational.
Oh.
My goal is psychotic. Because psychotic means a break from reality. I am not realistically always happy. No one is. Realistically always upbeat. Always at peace. If that's your goal, that's insane.
But that's what I'm saying about the goal of don't worry, be happy.
They didn't say the goal is be happy all the time.
Right.
Again, what we said, why do I need to put in don't worry? Because you're going to worry. So in the moment that you're worried, focus on your happiness. Reading between the lines,
but
right?
It's not
you're
to
not
be
going to be happy all the
extrapolated.
time. How could you be? That's not even realistic. Who said that? No one in the Bible said be happy all the time. That's our defense mechanisms. Oh, they said that means that triggered you because you're not happy or because you are like what?
And then you're feeling some kind of internal judgment.
You're feeling something, so you want to judge it. You want to project. This is wrong. You want to push it off instead of sit in it. Why did that make you uncomfortable? Why is that bothering you? Why is that stirring something up in you? That's your work that you need to do. But instead, no, this person's wrong. Oh, so you want to project it onto them? They're wrong. So you're right. Always, you're always right. You're never wrong. You're never off. Simple things. When you talk to family and friends about problems you're going through, say you had a bill. Oh, I struggle with this. Oh, okay, you'll like. There's always these ideas like this isn't gonna happen. There's always information and advice given to you like, yeah, you need to do better with your budgeting. Okay, so I make $20 an hour. What fucking amount of budgeting is gonna make me survive off that? There's no budgeting, but no one ever says, man, it's fucked up. They pay you $20 an hour. Don't say that. They tell you need to budget. You need to cut off your cable. You need to do shit. So you want me to live in a world that's not fucking realistic.
Yeah.
in order to survive. That's not realistic. So you're not being honest with what you're expecting of me.
Right.
And what is possible of me in a real world. So now the rest of the world is telling you, because they don't want to deal with the reality that the world is fucked up.
Right.
So they tell you, oh, you need to budget.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Oh, you're stressed? Don't worry about it. Okay, so your father died. Let me tell you, don't think about it.
Yeah.
What type of fucking shit is that? Don't think about it.
Yeah. So there's a reluctance from the culture to sit in that discomfort.
And so now they're upset with you, religion, whoever, because there's a reason or there's a thing that they're doing to cope. Why are you upset? Because you don't want to cope. You want to deal with denial. You want to deal with a psychotic, unrealistic reality. Because to be honest, that's the healthy part. Like, and not just science, religion. Because like you said, religion is the part of the jaded perspective. Oh, be happy. If there's a death, you're mourning.
Right.
You're sad.
Which is appropriate.
If I lost a job, that's sad. If I lost a friendship, that's sad.
Right.
Like you said, that's appropriate. I'm not saying I'm about to feel this and sit in this for the rest of my life, but I can't take a couple days, nigga. I can't be upset for a moment.
Right. Yeah.
I'm supposed to instantly, that's the toxic positivity, instantly shift out of this mood and be instantly back to happy. For you. So you can say I'm stable. So you can say I'm at peace. So you can say I'm happy. I'm not going to be happy all day, every day. So I agree with you. Be happy, don't worry. That's not my every single day goal. But when I'm stuck in the worry, I need to remember I can be happy.
Yeah.
I cannot stay in it. There is an option. There is a choice.
Yeah.
There is one. Yeah. But sometimes, not all the time.
Right.
If my father just died, I'm supposed to be happy? That would be insane, right? Let's go to the funeral and dance. What? Who does that?
That's a great point.
That's insane.
That's a great point. It's about
you just lost your job.
Being realistic.
Okay, let's just smile, because then people gonna be telling you like, I don't know if you're handling this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're okay. Like, are you really dealing with like the reality? So
exactly.
No matter what you do, the people gonna say some shit. The people gonna say shit.
Yeah.
And who are the people? The people sitting on their ass not going through it. Mm-hmm. They're not in your shoes. Mm-hmm. So how could you stop and listen to what they're telling you about how you should live and navigate your life? Which is what I've spent a lot of time doing. Oh, this person said I should feel happy. This person said I should be still coping or dealing with. This person said I shouldn't be coping and dealing with it no more. I should be over it. I should be through it. I should be whatever.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Beautifully enough, that's why I like true, not necessarily like you said, people that are preaching or going based on just the Bible, but people have understanding of relationship, of reality. Our old pastor Mel, he told me, that's how you feel. It don't matter what I think. It don't matter what Travis thinks. It don't matter what they think. It don't matter all of these shoulds and couldas and wouldas. How do you feel? Let's think about that and process that, because that's the reality that you're experiencing right now.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. You're frustrated. You're upset. You're sad. You're down. You feel like you can't take it no more. But the problem with that is people don't know how to sit in that, so they rush you through your healing journey
for their
while
own
they
comfort.
take their own time.
Yeah.
Oh my God! How many people have I talked to that don't want to personally be rushed through their healing? Personally, no, don't rush me. You can't tell me how long it takes me to grieve. You can't tell me how long it takes me to process this. You can't tell me how long it takes me to deal with and go through this. And yet, in their support of someone else, why they didn't got it now? Why they didn't figure it out now? Why they ain't over this now? Why they still struggling with this? Why can't they do what I'm asking them to do? Because they not where you're at.
Right.
Period.
Whether
they can't, whatever, it don't even matter. They're not there right now.
Right. I like that. Yeah, that's the realism. And I feel like that's kind of a theme that each of the topics that we spun on and each of the things that we landed on, you could tell that I brought, a certain angst to it. And you sat back like, let the people be.
Well, I brought my own angst, if we're being honest. Because it's not fair enough to be like, oh, you brought angst and I didn't.
Yeah.
That's not a lie.
Right.
I mean, that's not the truth. And I'll own that. Like, right? I definitely bring an angst because I have most of my life been labeled as negative. And I consider myself more positive or realistic, right?
Yeah.
But people don't ever say realism. There's never a choice. You're glass half full, glass half empty.
That's it. Yeah.
Those are options.
Negative, positive,
and I don't like that because that's black or white. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's all or nothing. Either or.
Yeah.
So you've already fucked up because you've created a world where only black or white exists.
Right. Right.
So what about gray? What about pink? What about red? What about Latin and Spanish and Asian and Chinese?
Yeah,
what about all these other things that are not black and white?
Yeah. I like that.
And I know I'm a different nigga. Like, I don't exist in black or white lanes. So that means you're not going to encapsulate me in black or white. And therefore, I don't like that. So I try to give people the peace and freedom to not exist in black or white.
Which is why you are a wonderful, wonderful counselor and wife.
Well, just counselor. It doesn't translate well into the wife and girl.
I feel like it does.
World.
I feel like it does, at least for me.
Oh, I mean, yes, if we're philosophically communicating, right? That's the thing that we're talking about. If we deal with the reality, because that's the thing that Christians do too, right? I'm blessed and highly favored. What you mean is you want to be.
Yeah.
What you're speaking to is the place that you want to exist in. But the reality that you exist in is sometimes you're not blessed. Sometimes you don't feel highly favored. Sometimes you're frustrated. Sometimes you're irritated. And if I'm being honest, because I know it every single day, I frustrate the fucking hell out of people. Because I'm not always like, yes, he's blessed and highly favored. I don't even want to be around those MFs. So I know I'm not giving you that energy. So when people want that energy, they're going to be frustrated. Because that's not the energy I bring.
Yeah.
I just had someone on Instagram say the other day, like, why can't you, the kid said it, why can't you just be angry with me? Or why can't you just, basically what people want, give me the energy I want. I could. It's not that I can't. I could. That's not who I want to be.
Right. Let me live how I live.
That's not who I want to be.
It's like the people want to dictate your energy for that. I mean, and listen, it's an understandable desire, but
absolutely.
Fuck them, no.
And that's why they get frustrated, because I will simply tell them, you know, people don't like it. You don't have to spend time with me.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend time with me. I used to change who I was so you'd want to spend time with me. And now you don't have to spend time with me. Does it hurt? Is it going to be sad? That's the reality. But guess what? I'm going to survive. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to keep living.
Yeah.
So I don't live in this world like I don't care what people think. I care.
Yeah.
But I can still exist beyond it. Right?
Yeah.
I do care.
Yeah.
It does matter.
It registers.
It registers. I might be sad. I might fucking cry. I might get mad. But guess what? I'm going to keep fucking living. I'm going to keep going.
Woo.
Life goes on. I'm not going to stop. And I'm not going to allow it to control me. It will impact me. It will affect me. But I will not allow it to control me. And that's the best I can hope for.
I love that.
That's the best I can hope for.
I feel like that's a mic drop, ladies and gentlemen. I came in trying to be blasphemous, but she brought an unbridled level of balance.
It's easier said than done because we're having a philosophical conversation. And I always tell people that, right? Like, obviously, it's easy because we're talking. What do I want to be? Who do you want to be? Now, who are we every day? That's why people don't understand, because I'm very honest on social media and in life as well. I'm a mess. What?
A beautiful mess.
Be perfect every day. So yeah, all of these conversations we have, they're important conversations because they are our goals. This is the life I would like to live. This is the way I would like to be. These are the types of movements and goals that I am trying to achieve. Do I achieve my goals every day?
Right. Right.
I'm a human being.
Amen. Amen.
Do I make it every moment? No. Whether it's religion, whether it's scientific, whether it's whatever, my goal is not always accomplished.
Amen.
What I would like to reach is not always reached. But I'm going to keep striving. That's all I can say.
Amen. And I'm with you on the striving. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the Codependent Podcast.
Thank you.
It's a smash on that ass.
Hey, this is a different one. I ain't mad at that. Smash asses.
Tom, you want to say goodbye?
Oh, my Poola. She tired. He making her perform. This is how parents be telling kids to say bye. She don't want to say bye. I say I'm trying to sleep, nigga.